Look, it's a very tough situation. If you're short like me, 5'2.5", moon face, big head, very vulnerable to attack. I look bad from the sides, from the front, and from not so bad from the back. I have a very big belly, distended, and a big old moon face. This is the lottery. This is genetic lottery. I'm pushing 80, and I have limited use, as you can see, of my arms. Limited use. And a lot of atrophy, biceps, shoulders, triceps. I can't get my arms over my head, up to the sides. I can't move them. Balance issues because of the severely degenerative cervical spine sequela, after effects of the, it's called radiculopathy, neurological losses. That's progressive. Hopefully it goes slowly. I used to be a bodybuilder. And that's one of the first steps I would encourage anybody, is a short, small man like me. If you're short, you're considered small. If you're small, then you're tiny. They can add all of these qualifications and pin it on to you. Remember, the street is politics. It's theater. It's show. It's insult. It's slash and burn. Top the other guy any way you can. Destroy him any way you can. But lift yourself up. But the one thing that's most important is you're never wrong. It takes a pompous, arrogant attitude to get ahead in the world the way it's set up. That's called free market. That's called competition. Honesty is not the best policy. It very seldom is. We begin there. You have to protect yourself. You have, as Eddie Cantor said to Eddie Fisher, one thing I'm going to advise you is very important. You never let anybody take your image away. If they go after your image, destroy them. Kill them if you have to. It's that important. Your image, your reputation, never let anybody take that away. And if you have an idea about yourself, that you're smarter than anybody else, you're pompous and arrogant in that idea, then you have to have the personality and the character that goes along with it. The way I see it, that's a low-life character. But it's rewarded in society. That's what lets these individuals go on acting like that. As long as they get away with it, as long as everybody's terrified to push back because they think this fool knows everything. And it usually ends up being a theological hustle. I thought the man was going to talk to me about something important. I came for good conversation. What did he do? He would never admit he's wrong about anything. If he's wrong, he gives me attitude. He gives me one of these, a dismissive attitude. Anything he can do, and if none of that works, then hey, I got to get out of here. Then he just gets up and leaves. Any excuse will do. Because I'm important. I have a title. I'm important. You're not important at all. Who the hell you think you are? Who do you think you are? You only know your specialty. That's where you know. And there's others who are better in your specialty. That's all you know. But because you're good in one specialty, you think you know everything. Everything. And if you have height and mass to go along with it, hey, nobody can beat me. You forget that you're out of shape, fool. You could be 6'4", but you're out of shape. Any street guy who can fight will beat the literal shit out. And then you're going to tell me you could take on 2, 3, 4 guys because you're going 6'4". Bullshit. That's the biggest fool I've ever seen in my life. But the worst fool is someone who doesn't know and thinks he knows and defends nonsense. And he's so pompous and arrogant because he's successful in one area. He's got a title. Maybe he's a doctor. Maybe he's this. Maybe he's that. But he's only knowledgeable in his specialty, and that's all. And then they tend to generalize. And of course, then they tend to pick out an audience that they're superior to. It's like the Dr. Gravitz, the hypnotist. When he hit the stage, the first thing he said, any professional in the house tonight. As soon as he was reassured there's no professional lawyers, no doctors, no accountants, no, then he gave us his pitch. Because then he knew for sure he was superior to everybody else. To such a man, I call a piece of garbage. When I come into a communication, I want to be wrong, you understand? I set myself up purposely to be pushed back on. And I'll help you push back on me. I'll help you make your argument. I'll paraphrase. And have you got anything else you wish to add? You got any other accusation you want to call? Then when you shut up, now I'm going to push back on you. But first, it's predicated on listening and really letting yourself hear. It's predicated on putting another man's shoes on your feet, walk around at them in the New York winter cold, and let them pinch you real good, and then take and see what it feels like to be him. Then talk to me. Then we'll see what you have to say.